Hi everybody. If you have any question, please type them in the commentary box. Please let me know how's the audio. Can you hear me okay? I choose this method rather than the Zoom method because maybe people like this method more and it's free from interference from unwanted participants who just want to cause trouble. So if you have any question, just type in the question. So far we have about 6 people in right now. So just let me know if you can hear me okay. How are you, Satyaku? How are you, Satyaku? Good morning, Ajahn. Wishing you good health and well-being. We can hear you clearly. Thank you. Hi, Alfredo Villela. Hi, Pante. I meditate a lot. It is good, definitely. The more you meditate, the more you will be happy. Okay, Sam. You have any question today, Alfredo or Satyaku? I use this method because it's simpler than Zoom method, and it can prevent those people who have bad intentions from interfering with our meeting. With Zoom, sometimes I don't know who is good or who is bad, who has good intention or bad intention. And sometimes they can cause trouble when they come in. If I don't let them in, I won't know whether they are good or bad. So next time, if we use Zoom meeting, I would prefer that people enter and then show their face, turn on the camera, so that we will know that you are okay, not having any bad intention to disrupt the meeting. I have a lot of people who ask how to meditate. Buddhist meditation is to calm the mind, to stop the mind from thinking temporarily. Because when the mind stops thinking, the mind can be calm, peaceful, and happy. This is the method of making oneself happy, better than using the body, using the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to have contact with the images, sound, taste, tactile objects, because it requires a lot of resources. Making oneself happy this way, and it's not easy. It has a lot of variables Sometimes one can be happy and sometimes one cannot be happy. But if you know how to meditate, then you don't have to use the body or use anything or any people to make you happy. You can be happy being by yourself, alone, and you will not be lonely. And you will have no worry or anxiety about people and things, because you don't have to use them to make you happy. So learning how to meditate is another way of making yourself happy, and it's the right way or the best way and the best result, the best type of happiness. The happiness that you get from meditating is better than the happiness you get from people or things or places. And the way to meditate, to calm your mind, is to use mindfulness to stop your thinking. Mindfulness of what? If you are not sitting, you can use reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or you can force your mind to keep watch your body. Keep focus on what you do with your body. Don't let your mind go thinking about the past or the future to different places. Bring it back to the present. Try to make the mind merely know and no thinking. The mind has two main functions, thinking and knowing. Thinking can make the mind restless, agitated, and exhausted. When you stop thinking and let the mind just merely know, just knowing, just knowing, then the mind can be peaceful, calm, and happy. So you have to keep developing mindfulness all the time. Try to stop your thinking. Only think when you really have to. When you don't have to think, it's better to stop thinking and just be merely knowing. Know what you do, what you say, what you think. Then you can see whether your actions are going in a good direction or bad direction. If you think of doing something bad, you will know ahead of time. As soon as you start thinking, then you can stop your bad thoughts. Then you won't have to say or do bad things. And your mind will be light and easy without any thoughts. You can then be happy. You don't need anything to make you happy. Our delusion deceives us to think that in order for us to be happy, we have to have a body, a good, strong, healthy body. So we can use this body to reach people and things and places in order to make us happy. But we have to keep doing this. We have to reach people, things, and places all the time in order to be happy. And when we cannot reach them, then we can become sad. With meditation, you don't need people, things, or places. All you have to do is just to stop your thinking. If you have ability to stop your thoughts, then you can sit down and close your eyes and watch your breath. Keep watching your breath. Don't control your breath. You don't want to do anything with your breath. You just want to watch it at the tip of your nose, so that the mind can become focused and become singular, meaning no thinking, just knowing. When you reach that point where the mind becomes still and peaceful and happy, you have reached the goal of your meditation. This is the first level of meditation, called mindfulness meditation. Then after you have reached this first goal of calming your mind, the next goal is to make your mind calm all the time. You can only calm your mind when you meditate. But when you come out of meditation, when you start thinking, when you start getting involved with people, things, and places, you will have desire coming up, cravings coming up, and this desire or craving will then cause your calm and happiness to disappear. So what you want to do is to stop your cravings by developing the three characteristics of existence in your mind. See that everything, like people, places, and things, are all impermanent, and they are natural phenomena that you cannot control. They are like the weather. So if you try to control them, like try to possess them, you will become disappointed because you will not be able to. When you lose something that you think belongs to you, give you happiness, then you can no longer keep them. Then you become sad, you have dukkha. But if you see everything, like people, places, being anicca, impermanent, anatta, are not under your control. They are not your possession. They come and go as they like, as they please, like the weather. Then you just don't bother, don't have anything to do with them. Let them be, leave them alone. Stop your cravings for people, places, or things. Then you can be free from your cravings. And once there's no cravings in your mind, then your mind becomes peaceful permanently, happy permanently. So this is the second level of meditation, called the development of panya, or wisdom, or insight. Insight is the ability to see that everything is impermanent. Everything will make you unhappy one day, sooner or later, when you lose them or when they change. And there's nothing you can prevent from disappearing or changing. Once you see everything as being anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you will let go of everything. You will stop your craving for people, things, and places. Then you can be happy without having to have anything to make you happy. So this is basically what we try to do. First, try to calm the mind with mindfulness, and then after we can meditate and calm the mind. After we come out of meditation, we should look at everything as being impermanent, causing suffering and uncontrollable. They are natural phenomena. And then just have no cravings for anything. Okay, we've been into the meeting for about 17 minutes now. And since okay, I have been looking at the question box. We have lots of questions. I'm sorry. Okay. How are you, G.U.L. Perry? Ajahn, could you please talk about the 4 requisites of the mind? Food is mindfulness, medicine is panya, clothing is sila, and shelter is samadhi. I give comparison. The mind is like the body. It is correct. It needs the 4 requisites to make the mind happy. The first requisite for the mind is dana. Dana is food for the mind, not mindfulness. Dana, giving to charity, helping others, making other people happy. When other people are happy by your giving, by your generosity, you feel happy, you feel content, you feel like you have fullness in your mind, contentment in your mind from giving to charity. This is food. Charity is food of the mind. And the precept or sila is the clothing of the mind. Because when you have precept, you are protected from the danger of falling into the unwanted sphere of existence, merely the 4 sphere of the abhaya, the sphere of animals, of hungry ghosts, of fearful ghosts, and of hell. If you can keep the sila, then you'll be protected. Your mind will be protected from having to be reborn in the undesirable sphere of existence. And it also the precept of the sila or morality also make the mind beautiful, attractive. Because when you can keep the precept, then you will not hurt other people. When people, once they know that you are not hurting them, then they will like you. They would like to be close to you. So the sila or morality or the precept is the clothing of the mind. And samadhi is the shelter of the mind. Because when you can go into samadhi, it's like going to a safe place where there are no dukkha. When you come out of samadhi, you have to think, you have to meet things and people, and then you can be hurt by them. But when you go into samadhi, it's like going to a house, going to a safe place where nothing can hurt you. And lastly, panya or insight or wisdom is the medicine. Because your mind is constantly being bombarded by suffering, by sadness, by stress. This is the sickness of the mind. And if you have panya or wisdom, you will be able to kill your mind from stress, from suffering, from dukkha. So these are the 4 requisites of the mind. From Suchart, Ajahn, sometimes the bodily pain arising from my meditation is so strong that it is impossible to ignore. Ajahn, thank you. I am well. Yes, Ajahn, I have a question for you. You type in shortly. Well, when you have pain so strong that you cannot ignore, you have to force yourself to concentrate on chanting, reciting the 32 parts, reciting the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. You have to force. You have to be proactive. You cannot just sit and observe because then the pain will be overbearing. It's not the pain that is overbearing, but it's your reaction to the pain that makes you feel it is overbearing. Your desire to get rid of the pain or the desire to be away from the pain. So you have to force your mind to focus on something to make the mind forget the pain. So you have to either chant, recite the 32 parts of the body, or recite a mantra, short or long. You can recite just Bhutto, Bhutto, or you can recite Bhutto, Dhammo, Sangho, or you can recite Bhuttang Saranang Gacchami, Dhammang Saranang Gacchami, Sanghang Saranang Gacchami. Keep your mind busy. And once you become busy and involved with the chanting of the mantra, then you will forget about the pain. Then your desire to run away from the pain will disappear, and you will find that the pain is not overbearing. You can stay and coexist with the pain. From Jiranan Jimjit, Namaskaran Prajan Ka. Good evening from Berlin Ka. Okay, good morning from Thailand. To Woskwa. What should I do to stop anxiety? If you are anxious, you can use the mantra. Just keep reciting the mantra, Bhutto, 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 for a while. If you can do this continuously, then your anxiety will disappear. And you can stop after the anxiety disappears. But if it returns again, then you have to recite the mantra again. Keep doing this. It's like using a medicine or applying the brake on your automobile. If your car keeps moving, running, if you want to stop it, you have to apply the brakes. Once it stops, then you can stop applying the brakes. But as soon as it starts to move again, then you have to apply the brakes again. So you have to keep reciting a mantra, Bhutto, or do some chanting, just to keep your mind away from things that make you anxious. From Gleb Aldrich, good morning, Ajahn. It's dark down here in Melbourne. Doing lots more meditation, getting more equanimity. That's very good. And sometimes you have to be forced to stay home in order to meditate. If not, then your craving will tell you to go out to do things to make you happy. But happiness from the outside is not as good as the happiness from inside. So doing a lot of meditation will give you the inside happiness. And it doesn't cost any money, doesn't require any resources. From Alfredo Villela, my meditation is good, but looks like that I am not concentrating after 1 hour. I feel slow in my concentration. Then you have to generate your concentration by chanting, by reciting the mantra. Then you will get more concentration and you will be able to meditate longer. From Suchart, Ajahn, sometimes the bodily pain arising from my meditation is so strong that it is impossible to ignore it. So I switch my mindfulness to the part of my body which is most painful. When I kept my mindfulness on the pain for a while, the block of pain breaks up in tiny points of sensation, like when we have pins and needles. Then I move to the next painful part. The pain breaks up and so on. However, the pain can return even more severe, and I do not seem to be able to see the pain breaking up as I did before. Ajahn, please can you advise why is this so? Because you cannot control your pain. You cannot manage your pain. Because the pain is a natural phenomenon. It's like the weather. You cannot control or manage the weather. So this is not the right way to cope with your pain. The right way is try to leave the pain alone and try to coexist with the pain by calming your mind, by stopping your desire to get rid of your pain, the desire to be away from the pain. That's why you need to use a mantra to concentrate your mind to become calm and has equanimity. Once you have equanimity, then you can coexist with your pain. Then you can leave the pain alone, and eventually the pain will rise and cease by itself, and it will not cause you any dukkha or suffering because you leave the pain alone. So the goal is not to manage the pain or control the pain. The goal is to control your mind, to accept the pain, to accommodate the pain or to embrace the pain by making it calm and has equanimity. When it has equanimity and calm, then it can then coexist with the pain. Ajahn, please can you advise why is this so? Is it because my mindfulness had weakened and I should try to switch back to my breath? Or is it my expectation have become a hindrance? Thank you. Yes, it's your desire to get rid of your pain that make you lose concentration. So you have to come back and recite a mantra. If you can watch your breath, watch your breath. If you find watching your breath difficult, then use a mantra. Recite a mantra, short or long. You can recite Bhutto, Bhutto, or Buddho, Dhammo, Sangho, or Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. If you want longer, you can use the 32 parts of the body, so that your mind can be occupied and then forget about the pain. Then it can leave the pain alone. Then the pain will not cause you to have any desire to get rid of it. From Paul Westbury, Hi Ajahn, thank you for your Dhamma. I have a question in regard to Hiri-ottappa. When somebody reprimands us, how deeply should we feel the sense of shame in our wrongdoing, and when do we let it go and just move on? Well, we just have to accept that if we do something wrong, then it's not good, because doing bad karma only hurt yourself and other people. As long as you realize the consequence of your bad karma, then that's good enough. So that you don't want to have to face the consequence of your bad karma. And then we just remind ourselves not to do it again. If we did this bad karma, then try to prevent not to do it the next time, because bad karma will hurt you and hurt other people. It seems to me that I may move on from the situation too quickly without fully understanding the consequence of my action. So you have to look at the consequence of your action. When you do bad action, you feel bad. in the present, in your mind. And in the future, you might have to be reborn in the unwanted realm of existence, meaning you might have to be born as an animal, or might have to be existing in hell, or as a hungry ghost, or as a fearful ghost. So if you can see that the consequences of your bad karma will produce this bad result, then you will then don't want to do the bad karma anymore. Okay, from Daniel Pistolas. Venerable Ajahn, how can I investigate mental processes properly? I want to get rid of the attachment to mental formations. Do I need very high levels of mindfulness? In order to get rid of your mental process, get rid of your attachment to your mental processes, you have to first develop mindfulness to the level of the fourth jhana. And then before you can proceed to the mental processes, you have to first let go of your attachment to the body and feelings first. Because if you cannot let go of your attachment to your body and your feeling, it will be very hard for you to let go of your mental formations. So first you need to develop mindfulness to get to jhana. Then you have to develop panya or wisdom to let go of your body, your attachment to the body, then to the feelings. Then you can go to the mental processes, because there are a lot more, the mental processes are a lot more subtle, a lot harder to see. So you need to develop higher level of mindfulness and wisdom in order to be able to get to the mental processes effectively, efficiently. So first you have to develop mindfulness and wisdom to get rid of your attachment to your body and feelings. Once you have got rid of your attachment to the body and feelings, then you will be ready to tackle the attachment to the mental processes. From Czech Lincoln. Hi, good morning Ajahn. I am doing mostly sitting meditation, occasionally walking meditation, but very rarely standing meditation. Is there any particular time that is appropriate for standing meditation? If we have enough coordination, can we close our eyes and just be mindful of standing? It's not mandatory for you to do standing meditation. If you're not in the situation where standing meditation is appropriate, then you don't have to do it. Mostly we do the two main postures of walking or sitting in meditation. So, but if you feel like you don't want to walk, you don't want to sit, you don't want to lie down, then you can use standing as your mode of meditation. These four postures is not mandatory for meditation. You don't have to do all four postures. You can choose the one that is suitable for you. You can, if you find walking is good for you, just keep on walking. After you walk and you feel tired, you want to rest, then you can sit and meditate. After you sit for a long time, you feel ache and pain, and you can no longer concentrate. Then you get up and then do walking meditation instead. So, but if sometimes you feel that there is not enough room for you to walk, then you can just stand and meditate. So it depends on the situation. It's not mandatory that you have to do all four of them. You can choose any one or two methods. From Fei Yen Wong. Good morning, Ajahn, and may you be well and healthy. Thank you so much for the teaching. I am in Melbourne and doing more meditation, and the teachings have been so helpful. Very happy to hear that. From Guru Perry, Ajahn, concerning Vipassana practice, 32 parts of the body. We contemplate and analyze them until one of them becomes more prominent to our awareness. We keep focusing on this part, investigating it as anicca, anatta. Still it becomes one of the dhatu, until it becomes one of the dhatu elements. And then the citta converges to the singularity as we clearly see this part. Is this correct? Yes, when it converges into singularity, it let go of that body part. It no longer be attached to that body part. Seeing that that body part is made from the four elements. There's no self in the body part. There's no self in the body. From Naomi Jonas, Hi Ajahn. I have ants in my condo. We are supposed to report it to management. I told management about it and they hired someone to spray poison to kill the ants. Did I make any bad karma by telling them about the ants? Knowing that they would probably hire someone to kill them. Yes, according to the teaching, whether you do it yourself or telling somebody else to do it for you, is considered to be breaking the precept of not killing. So you just have to keep quiet and try to deal with the ants in a way that doesn't cause them to die. Maybe you can try to trace their path, see how they come around, and you can spray a little bit of spray to cut the path. Once they come to the path and they smell the bad smell of the spray, then they stop coming. You don't have to spray the whole path. Just cut off the path by spraying a little spray on the path that it travels. It's like cutting the bridge on the road on the highway. Once the bridge is cut, then the traffic will have to stop. So in this way, you don't have to kill them. Before you spray, you just have to brush them away. And then when there's no ants on the path, then you spray a little bit of spray on it. And when they come back, when they smell the spray, then they'll stop coming. From Pante Panya, Namaskar Ajahn. I am a new monk of 3 years practicing here in Thailand. I am having a hard time dealing with feeling of loneliness and it's affecting my practice. What should I do to overcome these thoughts? You just have to stop thinking. You just have to be diligent in reciting the mantra. Try to keep reciting the mantra when you feel lonely, when you feel sad. Just keep reciting the mantra or do some chanting or recite the 32 parts of the body. If you can persist in doing this, then your feeling of loneliness will gradually disappear. And when it disappears, then you can stop. And if it returns again, then you can recite it again. Just keep doing this. This is the way to cope with your loneliness. By stop thinking. From Guru Perry, Ajahn, concerning Vipassana practice, contemplating feelings. We succeed once we can see clearly that body is one reality. Mental content, especially perception, is another reality. And citta, simple awareness, is another reality. Is this correct? We can endure body decay, nerve pain, and remain aloof, calm, balanced. Yes, if you can remain calm, peaceful, and can live with the body decay, with the pain of the body, then you are okay. This is the purpose, not to be affected by aging, sickness, and death of the body. From J. Shutasama, Sadhu, Sadhu. From Ten Baksum, Sadhu, Sadhu. From J. Shutasama, good evening, Ajahn. From Nirosha, Kumudini, Virasingha. That's a stream enterer experience emotions such as jealousy and extreme sensual craving. Yes, because a Sotapanna hasn't yet get rid of his sensual or her sensual desire. You have to become a anagami, the third level of enlightenment, before you have get rid of your sensual craving. Then you won't have any jealousy because you have no attraction toward anybody's body. And so if anybody wants to have anything to do with anybody's body, you will not care, it doesn't matter. So you have to develop the asubha contemplation, so that when you see a body, you see it as asubha, not attractive. See it as repulsive, see it as ugly. Then you will have no sensual desire or sensual craving. Then you will have no attachment toward that body. Then you won't care whatever happened to that body. If someone else possesses that body, you won't feel jealous. From Chonburi MTR, Sadhu. From Simon and good morning, Ajahn. Namaskar, Ajahn. From Palang Latnok, Sadhu. From Yana Anaksi Lolo. Good evening, Ajahn. I am from Naples, Florida. Can regular person be Sotapanna, and how to be Sotapanna? Anybody can become a Sotapanna if he can develop the three practice. First, the precept, keeping the 8 precepts. Second, develop samadhi to make the mind calm at the level of the 4th jhana. Once you have samadhi, then the next thing you need to have is insight or wisdom. You have to see that the body and the feelings and the mental formation are anicca, dukkha, anatta. They are changing all the time, and they are not under your control. Like the body and feelings, they come and go as they like. So you just have to accept them for what they are. If the body gets old, you have to accept. If the body gets sick, you have to accept. If the body dies, you have to accept. Once you can do this, then you can become a Sotapanna. From one Vimon, Kaap Sadhu, Sadhu. From Manny Smith, Sadhu. Simon and Ajahn, is it okay if during walking meditation I am listening to Dhamma talk? Thank you, and Anumodana. Yes, if you want to use the Dhamma talk as your object of meditation, you can use that. You walk and you listen to Dhamma. But at the same time, you also have to be mindful of your walking, so that you don't go step on something or walk into something. You have to be mindful of both, mindful of walking as well as mindful of listening to Dhamma talk. But to get more benefits from listening to Dhamma talk, it's better to sit and listen to Dhamma talk. Then you can then concentrate only on the Dhamma talk alone. But if you walk, then you have to pay attention to your walking as well as to your listening to the Dhamma talk. So your mind can be going back and forth. If you want to have full benefit from Dhamma talk, it's better to sit and listen. From Sweetan, thank you very much, Ajahn, for answering my question about standing meditation. I will continue with walking and sitting meditation. which I find most helpful. With deep respect, gratitude, and love. Thank you. Sorry I cannot see you today because I switched to this method because I think we are reaching more people this way. More people can come in and ask questions. Some people find it not comfortable to be shown on the screen when we use the Zoom meeting. With this, they can just type in their question. From Naomi Jonas, thank you, Ajahn. I thought that if I didn't tell them to kill them, I just said the ends are there, that I wasn't making bad karma. Well, when you say something that can hurt other people, you are contributing to that bad karma. So if you know that if you say something and then will make people do something to other people, then you should not say it. Just leave it to the karma to take care of itself. From Sweden. Okay, I think I've just answered that. From Grave Always. In some chant, the Arya Pukala are referred to as far from defilement. Is that the same as free from defilement? Yes, far from defilement is free from defilement or without defilement. From Daniel Pistolas, Ajahn, in my meditation sometimes I experience bodily pleasure, which I let go of. It feels like pushing a button that detaches myself from the feelings. Then I get to a stage where I experience some more subtle pleasure. I also let go of this. Then I arrive at a stage which is pretty quiet, but not completely. Sometimes I can reach another stage, where the mind is completely quiet and I only feel the breath. This fourth stage is very refreshing. The longer I stay there, the better I feel afterwards. It is the best of all three. I hit this kind of consistently. Is that samadhi? Yes, this is the way to meditate, to get to that feeling, that good feeling, that emptiness, and that equanimity. And when you get there, try to keep staying there for as long as possible. Because the longer you stay, then it will linger longer after you come out of meditation. Then you will be able to develop wisdom. Because you need a calm and neutral mind to be able to look at the truth. If you still have delusion, then you will not be able to see the truth clearly. From Simon, thank you so much, Ajahn, for answering my question. From Sweden, this method is great, Ajahn. As long as we get to hear your variable Dhamma, we felt such deep appreciation to you, whichever way you choose to reach us and answering our questions. Thank you for being so kind to us, Ajahn, and clearing so many of our doubts. Yes, I will do both methods. I will alternate them. I think one has the benefit that the other doesn't have. So we can switch them around back and forth. One time I'll do this method and the next time I'll do the Zoom method. By the way, this evening, if everything goes right, I'll have another Zoom meeting. This time I have the admin to look after the Zoom meeting, to look after the participants so they can screen who should come in and who should not come in. Tonight about 8 p.m. Thailand time. If everything goes right, if nothing happens, then I'll be on Zoom tonight at about 8 p.m. Thailand time. So if you want to come in at that time, if you find it convenient for you, you can come in and join us again. Okay, well, looks like I have answered all of your questions, and there are no more questions coming in. So I think I will have to stop this meeting because I'm running out of time. I only have about 30 minutes to get myself ready for my arms round. So I have to say thank you for your question. Thank you for your participation. I'm happy to hear from all of you. And please keep on practicing. Don't give up. Study and practice. This is the way for you to eventually become enlightened. Okay, one last question from Visakha Chu. Good morning, Ajahn. I noticed that when I am listening to Dhamma talk, there is no thinking. So it is very peaceful, almost like meditation. Thank you for this method. Yes, just keep listening to something, to Dhamma, then you will stop thinking, and then you will have no craving, then you'll find peaceful and happy. From C.I. May, good morning, Ajahn. The Buddha said that we have to treat our parents like the Brahma Vihara. But what if our parents like to tell us lies and talk frivolous speech? I notice that anger will arise in the mind because I am unable to match their behavior to the Brahma Vihara, and they break the 5 precepts. Please help. Well, you see, you have to look at your parents as being have many different dimensions. The dimension of the parents that you want to look at is their kindness in bringing you up, in giving you birth. This is the dimension you want to look at your parents, so that you can feel grateful to them. You don't want to look at the other dimension. As an ordinary human being, they are liable to be to fall to their weaknesses. So they can lie, they can cheat, but this is not for you to be concerned with. This is not the dimension you should pay attention to. The dimension of them that you should look at them is as somebody nice to you, giving you birth, raise you, so you owe them a lot of gratitude. So you want to pay them back as much as you can. So forget about the other aspect of their life. Only look at the aspect that concern you, which they gave you birth, they raised you up, they gave you everything that they could give you. So if you look at them like this, then you want to help them. You want to do something to pay back what they gave you, and you can forgive their bad behavior. From Christine Jolie, thank you, Tan Ajahn. From Nirosha, thank you, Ajahn. From TFK, from Go Perry, morning, Tan Ajahn, thanks for your answer. Have a beautiful day, Sadhu. Thank you from Sachaku, Ajahn, for your advice, and have a great day. Okay, thank you everybody again, and I have to say goodbye for now. If I missed any of your questions, please do it again the next time. In the meantime, keep on practicing, and I'm very sure that you will become enlightened soon.